Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, Trading Secrets. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. For those of you who do not know, my name is Ali. I have over 20 years experience teaching accounting, economics, business and law. And through this channel, I'll be providing some stock analysis and also an update on our $1 Million Challenge, so please stay tuned. In the previous video, we looked at 3 COVID bio stocks that went up quite significantly, close of play on the Friday when most of the market was down quite significantly. So please refer back to the previous video for stock updates on the 3 biotech stocks. Before we start today's stock analysis, quick reminder of the $1 Million Challenge. So if anybody's not aware of this, this is an investment journey of $1,000 to a return of $1 million over a period of 3 years using a strategy called compound return investing. So the objective is to try to get 201 trades with an average return of 3.5%. And it's not 201 consecutive trades, we do take into account losses. So in the challenge, you will get access to an exclusive video explaining the challenge in more depth, which is not available on the public platform. You'll also be in our Discord community where we have in excess of 300 people sharing due diligence, research, buy alerts, trading tips, etc. You can chat and ask questions in there as well. We also have a spreadsheet with updated weekly which is updated weekly with low and medium risk stocks for the challenge, color coordinated with target buy prices as well. And we now have a leaderboard which is growing quite significantly to celebrate the success. So although the challenge is not a competition, it is very interesting certainly to look at how fellow members of the Discord are performing in the challenge to celebrate with them and help everybody together as a community. So join us on this journey, details in the description below. Before we start today's stock analysis, quick update on ticker symbol MMAT in terms of the latest developments. There has been an application for a new trademark, so Meta Materials have applied for a trademark for Haluptix. So we can see that here on the USPTO.report page for covering trademark, patents and copyright. So we have the serial number here in terms of what this is covering. This is to cover for the US, it's covering electrical machines and supplies. It's also going to cover tools, parts, etc., scientific appliances, musical instruments, prints, and also publications. And finally, in the second part of this application, from an international point of view, we can see that this is also going to be covering scientific areas, nautical, surveying, electrical. It's also going to be covering recording discs, cash registers, automatic vending machines, data processing equipment and computers, fire extinguishers, coin operating apparatus, etc. So quite a significant and wide, diverse area of coverage for this trademark. I'm going to start the first stock analysis. So this is going to be for ticker symbol MTTR. So on the screen here, you'll be able to see this is also known as Matterport. This company is based in California, the USA, established in 2011. We can see here in terms of the chart for 1 month, we can see that the stock is up in excess of 43%, closing at $27.27. We can also see at just prior to the 2nd November, this was trading below $20. And at one point, this also achieved a price in excess of $30. So there was a little bit of movement down on the Friday. But let's now have a look at the latest developments with regards to MTTR. So let's have a look at this article that is very recent and it's from Investor Place, and we can see the headline here is Bet on the Metaverse's build out with a stake in Matterport. So Matterport has got huge potential, especially if it's in the metaverse area. So what's important about this stock is that they have now got a partnership agreement with Meta, but Meta is also known as Facebook. So they have staggering subscriber growth. The stock has been doing very well. It trades on the NASDAQ. So this is good news. So it's potentially a great long-term play. It's also potentially a speculative play. So let's see what else we can find. And the next part of this article can see what happened with this particular stock. There was a SPAC merger with Gores Holdings number 6, and it started trading on the NASDAQ on July the 23rd. So there was certainly no shortage of interest in the debut of this stock, especially as they're also focusing on working on COVID-19, accelerating the adoption of digital universes. So great potential here going forward as well. In terms of July, the stock price was around about $14. November, we're looking at $25. So quite significant increase there. At one point we saw on the chart, it did cross the $30 mark. So in terms of a short-term trader, the indications from this article are there could be a potential pullback to $20 It may or may not happen. Nobody knows the future, but currently trading around about $27. So if you can pick this up at $20, great potential for a good return. Let's now have a look at, in the next part of this article, why is this stock got some significant interest, and why is a lot of people very bullish on it. So in the second paragraph here, what I'm going to summarize for you here is the information with regard to the subscriber count, and the subscriber count has increased by in excess of 116%. Based on the previous year. So that is excellent news. So obviously we can see that there are going to be plenty of users in Matterport's corner of the metaverse. The company has also been very successful from an investor point of view of monetizing its users in participating on its platform. And we can also see in the third quarter 2021 subscription, the revenue did increase by 36% from a year ago. So the numbers look good. So obviously this company at the moment has a presence in approximately 170 countries across the world, with great potential for more growth. And the next information is certainly the most interesting, and that is the partnership with social media group Facebook, also known as Meta. So obviously this is very significant news. The two companies are now working together to create the largest ever data set of 3D indoor spaces via Facebook AI research. So with this partnership, obviously investors are going to be very, very bullish on this, and this gives the company a huge potential for massive growth going forward. And the final part of this article, we can see that in terms of the overall analysis from the article, it's saying this stock could give short-term investors a good gain of 10 to 15%. However, it's also recommending that for long-term investors, they could possibly get the maximum growth, especially as the potential, the revenue, the figures, and the business partnership for the future is certainly going to seem to look like it's going to give exceptionally good returns. And the final stock I'd like to provide an update for is ticker symbol OCGN. So we're going to start by having a look at the 9-month chart going back prior to March 2021. So if we have a look at the performance over this period, we can see around about May 2021 the stock did break the $16 mark, and we can see from that period in May the stock did trend down quite significantly, with the support around about $6.30, and it also did cross below the $6 mark around about June. However, since then we have seen a couple of spikes where the stock did cross over $8. This happened in August. This also happened in September. More recently in October, where the stock went up in excess of $10 and then came down quite significantly. And now, just recently in November with the Hugh news, we saw the stock go well in excess of $17. Lots of green candles going up. But what you will also see, what happened straight after that, the stock came down very significantly, and it's now trading at a support around about $6.45. So the stock did come down heavily. There was some news last week, and we're going to look at now potential for holding this stock and what are the perspectives. So on the screen here you'll see the news from close of play on the Friday on Yahoo Finance. OCGN Incorporated provides an update to its investigational new drug with the US FDA to initiate a phase 3 clinical trial evaluating COVID-19 vaccine candidate Covaxin. So this was not a great headline. So prior to this headline, the stock was up quite significantly. I think it was certainly up here with regard to news from the African variant. However, once this news did break, the stock did come down very significantly. So what is this news? Let's delve a little bit deeper into this article. In this article, what I can see here in terms of the US FDA, they have issued a clinical hold on the company's drug to evaluate the COVID-19 vaccine outside of the USA. And in the final part of this article, we can see here that the FDA has got plans to identify the deficiencies that are the basis for the clinical information they hold, and also looking at information on how to address these deficiencies. So in terms of OCGN, the company does expect to receive formal written communication in terms of these alleged deficiencies, and also the company is going to work with the FDA to try and resolve these as promptly as possible. So this is the bearish news, we could say. However, going forward, what is the chances of this stock recovering? And finally, what I'd now like to do is finish off by giving my own personal perspective on this stock. So this is a stock that I have previously traded on a number of occasions. This is also a stock that I've always taken profit once it spiked up. It does have a history of coming down quite significantly, and that is certainly what I did in the previous trades that I've held in OCGN. So right now, I think there is possibly and potentially another good buying opportunity, certainly at $6.45. However, it could mean holding on to the stock for the medium term. I do expect the company to work extremely hard to overcome these deficiencies that are stated by the FDA. So once this has been overcome, I certainly expect a very strong rebound in the stock. However, this is not guaranteed. It is a bio stock. It does come with extreme risk, and there's always the potential that the FDA may not approve. It may come up with more hurdles. So that's something to be aware of, especially when trading in this stock. However, now we have the new African variant. I think there is potentially a little bit more pressure on the FDA. So we may see some concessions, we may not. That will be something that will be behind the scenes. But is it a risk worth taking? Obviously, that's your own personal decision. I certainly will be considering an entry in this if it gets close to $6.30. Thank you very much for watching. Please stay tuned.